a great big hey howdy hey to all my goofy goobers out there. Welcome back to Animanic Commentaries with C.Auzi.
Konnichiwa!
Oh wow, that was just a giant loud konnichiwa. I don't think anyone even heard your name there.
Alright, I got a tray in between the laptop and me, okay? I'm not going any closer.
No, that's fair.
I'm hungry.
No, I mean, that konnichiwa just came out super loud, but that's probably just in my ears because I didn't have the...
Any do I have to shout?
No, you don't need to shout. You don't need to shout.
You couldn't hear me.
No. Well, I couldn't hear you say your name at the front. That's all.
Okay, konnichiwa, anyway.
Anyway, so tonight we're going to be watching Disney's Big Hero 6. Honey, you got any thoughts on this picture?
Well, I slept on it when it came out in theaters, because I never heard of Big Hero 6. I didn't know what it was all about. When I saw the teaser trailer, I'm like, what is this?
That's an entirely fair assessment. Because nobody really knew.
I think before this movie, it was one of the Marvel series that's kind of lesser known, I guess.
Yeah, that would definitely be an accurate assessment. It was based on
I'd heard of Fantastic Four, I'd heard of X-Men, and of course I knew Spider-Man, but I hadn't heard of Big Hero 6 before this movie.
Yeah, this is definitely it's Big Hero 6 and it has 8 issues? Okay. Somebody clearly goofed up. If there was going to be a miniseries, it should have been 6 issues. Anyway.
Okay, so it was a miniseries. All right, that explains
At least
a
I
whole
think
lot.
so. At least I think so. Oh, 3 in 1998 and 5 in 2008. Okay, that just sounds like it had a poor run.
Well, that explains why I heard that they had changed the characters a lot with their ages and their ethnicities.
Yes, that is definitely
no wonder.
Definitely true.
If they had very little to go with. Like, okay, let's make this a bit more interesting.
Yeah, let's try to do the interest. And as for me, I was pretty hyped to see this movie just because, you know, it's got like, I'd say that the reason that I was kind of hyped for this film was because it was interesting to see Disney do something, you know, new, you know, like, because they had been doing new things, you know. They did Wreck-It Ralph, they adapted The Snow Queen into a completely...
It's about time that Disney by itself did a superhero movie.
Yeah. And to take a lesser-known comic series from their recently purchased Marvel comics, since they have the rights now, they decide, hey, why not take this little-known series and put our own spin on the, you know, elements in it.
Yeah, and I think what draws most people to this movie is Baymax.
Oh, definitely. I think, like, they definitely made a lot of changes to Baymax, from what I can tell. Made him the real heart of the story and the team in a way, because, like, he really does represent... we're not really going to be putting thoughts on the TV series here, because I don't think either of us have seen it, and... Again, I don't want to bring up the TV series.
Honey, I've watched it all the way through, and it's actually really good.
All right, but
they really do the characters justice.
But
so
I don't
let me just put
want
it that
to
way.
discuss the series because we're talking about the movie. So any continuity that is fixed by the TV show is non-existent. So it's like any things where it's like, you know, Baymax is the only character I remember from this film. Is that bad? Probably not, because honestly, it is a good film and the cast is great. But they definitely but obviously they're all secondary players. Even though the team would like to pretend that they are all equals in this team. But Baymax,
which is why a series was ideal, because you know, you got a whole cast of characters. It's
again, that's why everyone's
the pilot for a series.
That's why everybody's kind of going forward to think about, you know, like let's see a Encanto TV series, because like there's so many characters and there's so much fun you could have with it.
I know that Lin-Manuel Miranda is really pushing for he's pushing for like either a Broadway musical or a ride before considering a sequel. But the
Well,
series,
Disney
I guess, could
is
be
planning
possible
on
too.
building some new stuff at the Magic Kingdom in Florida, so we'll see if that Encanto stuff comes to
We'll
life.
talk about Encanto when we get there. You're kind of a decade early.
Right. But like, so I think it's time that we go ahead and get into this. Everybody should have a copy. Everybody get synchronization. Get yourself for synchronization. Everyone's set for synchronization. They've got to figure out how to do this song better. But synchronize and rah, rah, rah. Get your fucking synchronies and boop, boop, bah. There we go.
Yeah. First time I saw this was when I was in college, and they had a special showing in one of the classrooms, and I just went with my roommate, like, you know what? Let's check out this movie. I didn't see it in theaters. Note, in college, I didn't always get to go to the movie theater when a movie I wanted to see came out because I didn't have a car yet.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. All right, but no more beating around the bush. The movie is getting cold, and we gotta serve up these hot takes that we have. Or maybe they're lukewarm takes robbed from other people, but who knows? We'll go ahead and dive into the movie. And everyone get your copy ready to synchronize. In 3, 2, 1, go.
The aspect ratio is different, isn't it?
Yeah, the movies, they decided to do a lot more of their movies in the wider aspect ratio going forward. Like, yeah, we're definitely, like, we're pushing, like, further and further. Like, I think we pushed into a very common, like, cinematic, aspect ratio, which, I mean, is easy to do, at least as far as 3D is concerned, but you still gotta frame up your shots differently than you would. It's like, what is wrong with a 16:9 aspect ratio? I don't understand. But, you know, movie studios will do what they're gonna do. Anyway, now here comes the opening. Well, not the opening title, because this is one of those films where they actually stick the title card at the end. Yeah, so we're...
Here we go. Now, they were really creative with the setting for this.
That is true. They decided that, and this probably was not necessarily true in the Marvel comic this is adapted from, but they decided to fuse San Francisco with, like, Tokyo. Like, there was some kind of, like...
Yeah.
Like, goodwill, like, shaking of hands kind of deal between Northern California and Japan or something. At least
And that's it's really cool, and I can't wait to see what they do with it in Disneyland. Last time we were there, it was still under construction.
Yeah, they're basically just taking
they're
basically taking their San Francisco seaside wharf and turning it into a little minor San Francisco area, which is cute, simple, easy to do.
For the sci-fi setting, and Tokyo's already pretty sci-fi in itself, but
it's like,
well, it's not sci-fi; it's futuristic.
I do want to point
like
out
ahead of century.
Yeah,
ahead
I
by
do
century technologically
love
wise.
San Francisco earthquake in Japan offered to help construction. Yeah, I heard there was something that was like, that's some interesting lore, which is really cool. But I love the way these robots look. Like,
Disney needs to do more science fiction type stuff. I mean, they're always so creative with it. I mean, even before this, Atlantis, Treasure Planet.
He just destroys his own robot. It's a nice little, like, comedy beat. Oh boy.
And I love how they introduce Hero here. Like, he's just an itty bitty little 14-year-old.
You can't be mad at this kid.
Athletic kid. Real name. Why give you a real name in a place like this? I would give a pseudonym.
Yeah. But he wants people to know who he is. He's not like friggin' Banksy.
Not the best idea when you're in trouble with your...
Yeah. Woof. It's time for a death battle!
But still, this guy is kind of a jerk for trying to take advantage of a little boy.
Yeah. I love it. I love it so much because this really sets up. Yeah. Fat wad.
This is a classic gambling play.
Yeah.
Where you,
Fail first.
yeah, where you bet small and then you let the other guy win, and then you bet large on the next one and you give it your all. I know that from this gambling anime called great.
Look at him go. He's like a friggin' gamer. He's like a Twitch streamer. He is in the zone.
What was the name? Damn, it's a Japanese word and I blanked on it.
And they really did kind of give anime vibes here.
It is Japanese based.
Oh boy.
I mean, he's a con guy, but also, come on, it's a 14-year-old kid. I also should note that Hiro is Disney's animation's first biracial protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's half Japanese.
I mean, he was asking for that one.
Yeah.
Taking the robot. It's called Kakaguri. Kakaguri.
Thank you. I know it began with a K. Great way to introduce this character. And then introduce the brother, too. Cause
it's like they aren't even, like, saying, as you know. They're just kind of putting it in, like... Yeah. And, of course, contextualizing, like... Bot fighting is not illegal. It's like, again, it really paints a picture. Yep. You can't bail him out with that money, can you? Woof.
And here's Ancass. One of the best Ant figures. Definitely our Aunt May here.
This is nicely condensed, by the way, and I love her. I had a point.
Yeah, she's kind of along the lines of Nani here.
I love you too. I just love it.
And she's and that cat.
Pretty
that cat.
Woof.
And yet, right then, he's still.
You can see it on his screen. I love it.
That the teenage mind or preteen mind. No, 14. He's teenager.
Yeah, he's 14. Why not?
He's got a point. Some these days, college education, at least in some areas, are overrated. I guess if you're gonna be an inventor,
that one
then,
right there. It's like he could have just said they're gone. It's like he didn't have to say they died when I was 3. Remember, it's like that's what I was talking about. It's like, as you know, Hero, bot fighting is illegal. It's like just saying it is like important.
Now, if you're going to robotics, yes, college education would be useful.
Yeah. What? Yeah, Nerd Lab. Look at what they're building in Nerd Lab. That's pretty fucking sick right there.
Fun fact, she plays Mulan in Once Upon a Time.
Indeed.
All right.
Look at them go. Look, this is a lot of fun right here. It kind of is a wonder why they built Avengers Campus instead of, like, doing this. Or heck, since it's Marvel, they could put this in Avengers Campus. Who knows? Be pretty cool.
I love her.
Yeah.
If anything, watch the series to learn more about the characters.
It seems nice. It's I've heard good things. Yeah.
I love this guy too.
I love his personality in this movie. It's great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And this is all foreshadowing their powers. Well, powers, their combat.
I have known people like this at the art school I used to go to. Very, very friendly. It was like just very excitable, a lot of energy. And yeah.
This does give me Atlantis vibes. Just
Yeah.
a collection of people who are experts in their fields.
Which, yeah, that's definitely true.
And some of them are a bit quirky about it. Is his actual
Love
name.
that they... School mascot.
He was the only one, I think, who did not reprise his role in the series because...
TJ Miller's expensive, probably.
No.
Okay, that's not... Okay, yeah, that's not the only... He's not the only reason.
He was arrested.
Uh-huh.
For doing a fake bomb threat.
Ugh. That's not cool.
It wasn't the only role he was fired from.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Wasabi's VA is Cyborg from Teen Titans? Oh, nice.
Really? Wait. In the original, please tell me.
Well, Cyborg in both. He would have been Cyborg in both series.
I know, but there's also like the Teen Titans movies, which are more adult.
Yeah, probably not those ones. In the series.
Here he is, the giant marshmallow man.
Here's the boy.
Okay, please. You can't tell me they didn't take some inspiration from like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbusters.
I mean, they wanted to make something soft and huggable.
Appearance-wise, anyway.
So, I mean, it's hard not to think of the It's like, I thought of the most innocent thing I could think of. It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Love the voice that they chose for this guy.
Like, it's robotic without sounding more like this, but...
It's like, it's his even tone that's really great. And like, the same
gentle,
actor
too.
played a real jackass on Moral Oral. He was the dad. But like, otherwise, like, he conveys a really delightful character. How? Yeah. Yeah.
I love how he does this.
So great.
They keep with that in the series too. I appreciate that.
Because like that's the thing. It's like Baymax is very smart. 10,000 medical procedures. And medical science is always expanding. So it's like, do they add more to that? They should. He wasn't talking to you.
God. I just can't with this guy.
It's just cute.
Everything that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah. Yep. It's like... Where does he dispense those from?
This guy.
This guy.
Oh. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
See my brother's reaction to this movie because he's an electrical engineer. He was into robotics.
Yeah. Who is that voice? I recognize that voice.
Is
So I
reverse
recognize
psychology.
But yeah. I do love the way they've got him. Yep. That's great.
This brother is so slick.
Yeah. So. And I think everyone can relate to this moment. It's so brilliantly comedic, too. It's just everything that comes down
Sharpening
to
pencil. This is like me when I'm trying to plan a story.
it. Right. He's such a good older brother. I love him so much. Yeah. Hello. Yep. Surprised he never had a girlfriend. His older brother or Hero? Probably you're probably saying that about the older brother because
Yeah.
like the
And he's
charm,
14.
the charm, the person. Well, other 14-year-olds exist. But yeah, Tadashi does have like quite a lot of personality. He probably
Hero
has.
does get some potential love interests in the series. That's all I'm saying.
I heard.
yeah.
I've noticed that too from what I've seen in clips and such. Yep. Uh-huh. She is the only one who really pronounces his name correctly, and I know that because she pronounces it so differently than anyone else. Even Hero himself.
Also she's Latina, so she's kind of doing the more rolling the R there.
That's also true.
Yeah.
What a moment.
And everyone knows a guy like this.
Yeah.
Honestly, Fred is he is a fun character. He gets even more fun in the series. I'm sorry, I keep referring to it, but it really made me fall in love with characters more.
Fall more in love with these characters. I can definitely feel that. Like, I definitely felt that in Tangled the series, but again,
Yeah.
we're talking about this movie.
I know,
and
but
there's-
like this guy is a good voice actor. It's a shame that he kind of yeah.
yeah.
I mean that fake bomb threat that's not cool, man.
It's like
why?
whatever shit he did, it's like at least I like his voice. When I hear some people doing no stuff, it's like, oh, now I associate your voice with that, and it's like, ew, gross. I don't want to hear it. TJ Miller, honestly, it's like, yeah.
God, that's like me at 14.
Yeah. You know, you think he'd lean in on this nervousness energy and do the same kind of like, you know, fool people, you know. It's like, it doesn't look that impressive, but you gotta see it in action. But it's like, he's legit nervous. It's like,
Cause he knows if he messed it, is different from a bot fight where
a
you
bot
lose a few
fight,
bucks.
he'll
you know?
get money. He'll get mad money because he has the confidence that he's gonna get the money. But getting into this school is not a guarantee. Getting the money is. So getting into school, you have to do something very particular. Ew. The way it restructures. And it's like, yeah. Yeah. It's like, that is sci-fi technology right there. It's that whole like, why do prosthetic limbs exist so easily in some fiction? Because it's like, it's just they don't explain it. They just go skaboosh. Ooh hoo hoo. Woo! It's even holding him. That's it's such a moment.
For the events to come. Yeah, the other students were
look
like,
at how
"Ooh."
gobsmacked everybody is. It's like, and he built an escalator here. Yep. And even more to impress Callahan, using his own technology with the joint thingadoos. He just shrunk them. He figured out how to get the tech into a smaller space and connect it to a neural transmitter. It's amazing.
I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, because remember, Fred's the only one here who's not a scientist.
Look at this guy walking in from the shadows. Love the way he's presented here.
And it's Alan Tudyk again.
Yeah, it is Alan Tudyk again. Oof. There is very obvious history there. And it's like, I love their body language. Like...
Okay, now this was now unlike Frozen, which I kind of agree with that. It wasn't planned. This definitely did look planned in the animation.
They definitely tried harder to make it look planned in this version, even though
without giving it away right away.
Yeah, without giving it away right away. And then they're not for sale. And you can see his expression there where his brow goes pretty low. They were originally banking on him first. But they definitely... And that moment right there. Right there.
Because he's the red herring.
It's fishy. It's very fishy. And it's
as fishy as red herrings.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like... It was originally going to be him. And we're gonna get to that very much later.
Aunt Cass really is the best.
She's wonderful. But yeah, did anybody get the name of Callahan's actor in the chat? Because I didn't.
Hold on, let me look.
The farmer from Babe. Okay, that would, yeah, that's why I recognize him.
Oh yeah. He barely talked in that one.
Yeah, but that's still a pretty distinct gruffness in his voice. James Conwell, yeah, Cromwell.
Was it? I have to go. I forgot to look. Was it down?
Yeah, I don't know if they'd really animate that specific detail, like, in a movie like that. I wouldn't imagine that. There's a lot of viewers, but YouTube says there's no viewers for some reason. Weird. The zip sound implies, yeah, but I think she means earlier when he was, like, on the stage. And then I guess between this and Chicken Little, it wouldn't have been the first time we saw a young man in his underpants.
This was an unnecessary death, Tadashi. You should never run into a burning building. Never. Ever.
Call the police! The fire department! Dial 911! This is America! Just get someone! Call emergency service and...
Look, I'm first aid certified, and we even learned that, look, if you going in to rescue the person is going to put yourself in danger, then you are not liable to go rescue them. I mean, you could do what you can, maybe call the police, but if saving them puts you in danger, don't do it.
Would have loved if they, like, in a character design element, just as a minor little thing to show how, like, emotionally affecting it is by having a physical effect. Have like a piece of glass having slashed Hiro's face, and he has a scar the rest of the movie, you know, and a very noticeable one, you know. So it's like there's like a representation of like his
most unnecessary death. I'm sorry.
If I get to that movie, Squad, we're gonna have we're gonna have talks about that.
I mean, yeah, him dying does drive the plot forward, but the way he died was so unnecessary.
Yeah. It's like it was avoidable. Even Fred, they were fucking friends.
I know.
And I love that. I love that he's in the shadow and he's perfectly like in silhouette with the wall lit behind him from the window and the rain outside. It's like,
I mean, death is even harder on children and teens.
And it puts him like in a position where it's like he's up there and like as everyone else is down there like migrating, is like and he's trying to be, and it kind of visually portrays that he's trying to be emotionally above it all, even though he clearly isn't, you know, because he's at the top of the stairs, isolated from everyone else.
Reminds me of when my brother was really upset when my dad was in the hospital. I mean, he didn't die, but
yeah, but that
he just kind of became withdrawn. He even like he was a good student, and then suddenly he didn't do his homework as much. It's like that emotional numbness.
Yeah.
Like you're trying not to feel, but you do.
Yeah. Now, if Hiro's 14 and all his other friends are Tadashi's friends, and Tadashi and his friends are in college, that means all of Hiro's friends are basically adults, even if they're only just over 18.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with that.
No, I'm just saying it's interesting. Oh. I'm glad that was just a video message, because that would have been pretty rude to just hang up on them like that. But also pretty understandable, because he is not in a good place. And they'd probably see his face and they'd react. It's like, oh, what's wrong, Hiro? Oh, ouchie.
And conveniently, he was not in the building. He was at home where Tadashi was working on him.
Yep. It was a detail. I'm pretty sure it was back there if you were to rewind and look at it. I wasn't looking for it, but I definitely think that was definitely there, I think. It is squishing along. I really find it interesting that he specifically lit up when Hiro said ow. You'd think like he'd know the when he heard it, you know? Or also like had a sense for like the pain receptors going off. Yep.
God. This is like the clip that was released ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, he's a robot.
Yep.
Oh God, everyone.
Yep.
And this I love that line.
Oh.
He barely moves too.
Well, he's perfectly a robot, you know, because he's got that. In fact, in terms of making him move robotically while also still making him really well animated, they actually animate him less like a very rigid piece of like machinery, and they animate him more like a. But like, they animate him more like.
Before we had Turning Red, we had this. And yes, people didn't complain about this as much as they did about the period stuff.
Because when you make dick jokes, everyone laughs it off. But yeah, no, like they animate him more as if he were like a Disney animatronic. It's
very sexist, by the way.
It's very It is sexist, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Says,
And the thing is that, well, he's a robot. You gotta be very specific with him. Sarcasm is not. Ah, God. Woof. Hero? By the way, he's gotta be very hungry right now. Aww. Nervousness. Is that what she's like? She's like the nervousness. It's like, oh yeah, that's great. Thanks, honey. All right, but like, and then they got the. Seriously, I think, and then the pink, the blossoms, the cherry blossoms. I think they really did nail like a San Francisco and Japanese aesthetic like all at once. It's like even the street, even the red car, the cable car is like has like the roof. It's great. It's these little details that just add that kind of life to the world.
how is Baymax outrunning you though? I mean, look at his
well,
snail.
look, he's getting caught behind people.
It's like, look at his snail pace.
He's getting caught behind people and losing track of him. I think you might need some spray for those abrasions now, Baymax. Yeah. Baymax figured this out before you did. Because, he stopped and looked and listened.
Because he's a robot. He's analytical about everything.
He's always... I mean, that's his whole thing. That's his whole thing. I love Baymax. It's so good. Baymax is literally the best thing in this movie.
I know.
If only we had medical robots in real life, everyone would love to go to the doctor. Everyone would love it. Kids, adults, everyone would love it.
You wouldn't need to go to the doctor if you had these babies everywhere.
You know that U.S. capitalism would find a way to monetize it. Oh, God. I want to point out that this is silly and kind of cute, but this is like, that's like 20 seconds wasted on this, like, he sounds like he's farting joke that could have been spent, for characterization later in the movie.
It's not so much for the farting, but just the slow deflating that does it for me.
Either way,
yeah. Now imagine watching this movie in a classroom full of young adults who are just enjoying the hell out of this.
So I'll tolerate it. Thanks, squad. Get the broom out. Get the lead out. Something's going on over there, and I want to know what.
Like it's the freaking broom.
There's something going on here. Hold the phone. It's manufacturing more.
It's been, I don't know, weeks now, so.
Shit.
That's been weeks now, so we've been thinking about it. We've been planning and preparing. Jeez. No! Defibrillators
Oh, no.
can hurt too if you're not
Yeah.
if your heart doesn't stop. Yeah.
Woof. Look at him toddling along like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, you're right. He would get along with Winnie the Pooh.
I just mean he's waddling along like Winnie the Pooh. Look at him go, whoa. Oh, stuff and fluff. Woo! Ow!
God. This whole scene is really well animated.
Ah! An action set piece where we're trying to perfect the big fat marshmallow man.
I know.
It's great.
He's just a cutie pie.
It's also a creative use of animation, because if you hide your microbots behind, you know, metal plates, you don't have to fully animate them. It's great. It's brilliant.
And you know, it was good to like make the two potential guys about the same height and build, so then
Putting them in a
in
mask
the audience.
doesn't, like, yeah.
a big hug.
Yep. Yep. This was also used in one of the trailers.
Writer on the wanted poster background.
That is Flynn Rider on the, or, no, those are the directors. Those are the directors.
Ah. Look, if they're useless in regular situations, how are they going to be useful here?
Yeah, right.
No, it's the deflating for me. It's not that it sounds like farts. Just the guy really acts like this is an everyday thing.
Again, this is time we could have spent on characterization, but we had to spend it on... I guess we did make him more lovable, but come on. Prince Hans is also on the wall. Ah. Yep. Yeah. No, I think robots are allowed to testify. They'll usually have cameras.
There is a Hans.
They'll have
Wanted Hans.
Yeah. They'll usually have like yeah. Yeah. drunk robot. We got a drunk marshmallow here, guys. The offset blinking. He can't even reinflate properly now. God. It's like, because he can tell the truth, he has cameras. Like, a robot could definitely testify. As long as they could determine that the footage was not doctored. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's, yeah. God. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
I imagine that she's going through something too. After losing Tadashi, she's like putting all her effort into Hero now.
Yeah. School project.
Oh, look in the background. We got like, could be really, really old, like grandfather pictures or something. Oh.
He just threw the cat.
Throw the cat. Harry, baby.
Harry baby.
Yeah, why would you throw the cat? The cat wasn't doing anything.
In the thing, Baymax.
Still has the tape on him.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Hmm?
God, this is the delivery of
Yeah.
here.
It's very simple. Unless you realized he...
God.
Yeah. And he's really... And, like, because... And the thing is...
God, and the fact that he
Yeah.
ignores us at first.
Yeah, I love the little detail
good
of
character moment.
Baymax looking down at that moment. It's great. It comes back later. It's so good. Hey, he's got enough to charge.
God.
Yeah. I forgot. Ah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Mental health is valid health too. No, okay, but this is kind of stepping out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's stepping out of bounds here, Baymax, but it does help later. Oh.
I think they'll be interested to get a text from Baymax, won't they? Or an email. Whatever he's using. You actually see him smile a little bit at this. Unless... this is... Yeah. Maybe their contacts have been there via Tadashi. Huh. That's an interesting thing to look
Frankenstein
at.
there.
Come on. Look at him go. Working on his own shit. Nice. Man, if only motion capture was that easy, huh?
And I
But
like
it
how it's a
does.
little 2D'd here.
Well, it is still the exact same Baymax model, just with flatter lighting and no textures. Which is really, again, very clever use of resources. Look at him go to the 3D printer.
3D printer,
A 3D
yeah.
printer that, by the way, looks like it 3D prints much cleaner and much more...
There's a robotic arm for a cup
look,
holder.
there it is. Yeah, it 3D prints, like, and he's still doing all the shit that you would do, like sanding it down and removing the pegs.
This kind of hurt me the first time I watched it. Like, you were changing your brother's previous design so much at one point.
Yeah. Woof. That's a little on the nose, isn't it, Hero? Surely that won't...
Man. You know, I think they do the grief thing better here than they do in The Lion King.
Well, they really focus on it. If nothing else, Baymax is going to be able to run. What would it hope?
You know, I mean, you could argue that, defending people does help keep people safe.
That is true. Again.
Yeah.
And in order to defend, you can't have him popping all the time. Yeah, there they go. There go. Everyone, lyrics in the chat.
What he did with Tadashi, remember?
Yep.
He still doesn't realize. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's picking up on it. I love it so much. Nice.
How long have you been in this?
I love how he mentioned it. How long has he been up to this? He probably stayed up all night working on this. It's probably the same evening, for all we know, or maybe just 5 in the morning. You know.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
They make it look creepy, and then
I love the framing. I love the frame. The framing is so good. All right, big guy. Cleared out.
Too late. You spent too much time on the karate.
Yeah. See, he's actually moving a little more efficiently. Yep.
Plus, browning.
I guess he did eat something. They did pick up gummy bears, if nothing else. Hopefully Hero ate the hot wings while he was working.
Plus, there is risk of hypothermia and possible drowning if you are not an efficient swimmer.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I was adding on to that in a Baymax tone.
Hmm.
Okay, that is one hell of a entrance. I'll give him that.
Well, what have we here? Yep.
Did you said about her playing Mulan and Once Upon a Time?
Yeah.
Fred. Since your last what? Are you a recovering addict there, Fred?
Probably of buying video games.
It has not been 30 days since my last video game.
No, buying video games, like spending $100 or $200 at GameStop. Well,
maybe his last kaiju monster. He bought a kaiju in the series.
You know, that might be it. His figurines. Ooh.
You know.
Yeah.
What you say about this villain, they did animate him really well.
Yeah, no,
and the
they
whole
definitely
Microbots thing.
They definitely worked on that whole presence thing. Here's the other thing.
That's what Fred is for. He is not the brains in terms of science. He is the comic book nerd, and we need those.
He's a brain.
He's the comic nerd. Oh, wasabi.
Yeah. Great delivery.
it before they did Lego Movie. Oh, here we go. Move side. It's a car chase.
She's taking
man.
over. Tokyo drifting in San Francisco. San Francisco Drift. Oh god, they should have made that a tie-in video game for this movie. That would have been great. GTA for kids. Yep.
You learn to do all that. You like a stunt driver as a part-time job or what?
There's Baymax.
There's nothing lame about seatbelt safety.
And it's like earlier at the beginning of this whole chase, Baymax turned his head around and got a very good look at our rock guy.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Yep.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Do not.
Likely you won't be chased by a guy in kabuki mask, so don't try this at home. Cool. That is cool. I'm getting flashbacks to Benny and the Ink Machine now.
Yep.
It's been a while since I watched this movie in full.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Now, the air pressure of that would really be pulling at your ears at that point.
Yeah, that's pretty far down there.
Okay, you should not be holding your nose underwater. You should be gently blowing out through your nose.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
Fred. He provides the comic book know-how and the financing. I also love how Fred doesn't dress like he's rich.
Yeah.
He just chooses to be lazy and comfortable. You know, this Heathcliff is a fun kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep talking about the series, but he's even more fun in the series. He's kind of like that Alfred.
I mean, he already strikes that right now.
Like, okay, what did you buy, Master Frederick? Like, imagine the best thing ever. A snow cone machine. No.
Stanley is his dad. Just
Stanley.
love it.
And Stan Lee does come back for the series. Well, up until his death, anyway.
Aww. Fred, do not touch Fred.
Oh, no. Okay. Let's admit,
wild.
we want Fred's life, where we just have that much money to get whatever we want.
Yeah.
And a bunch of toys. Not, like, forget like buying a car. Get a bunch of comic book and video game stuff.
It's a cyborg from Wreck-It Ralph.
Well, I guess if they can get away with saying puberty, they can get away with saying spooning. What is it, the Hunger Games? It always looked like the Hunger Games symbol to me. It's a bird.
Yep.
A prescription for doom.
And because they said it, it means that it can't be true. It's like they had this.
Did he really have that pause on that news story though? And it got like Power Rangers kind of masks back there.
Ha! Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think some of those figurines are based on the original characters' designs.
It seems like it. But yeah, because that one with the blue hair kind of looks like the original Wasabi, because he was just he was a Japanese guy wearing like doing the whole samurai bit, the wooden shoes and everything. Yeah, it's
Let me look it up.
they really go for suit tech here.
We all need a pose like this.
And here's the thing, the connection, and this is where we get the montage of everyone's like,
Oh, she looks so cute in that outfit.
and the hair up, everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then like everything we'd seen at the beginning is integrated into their
Yep.
equipment.
Yeah. She gets to just construct literally anything and everything. I love you.
I love how he's
Thank
just like,
you,
"All right, Mr.
Heathcliff."
Frederick. That guy has no fear.
Just get wheeled. Get wheeled, idiot. And
He's like, nope, I got it.
here's another thing, though. It's like, going back on that whole Aleister Cray's the bad guy thing, it's like, why would he be digging up a piece of Cray tech that no one's ever seen before? Because he needs to keep it under the radar.
But they don't know about that yet.
Of course. And of course they changed it. It's not Cray.
And honestly, the guy's rich enough to just get it himself. Like, or
the
pay
thing
someone
is,
to get it himself.
Yeah, but the thing is that it was a secret test. No one else knew about it. Everyone was sworn to secrecy about it. It's like, you can't say it, otherwise it'd be a PR nightmare.
And then he's, of course, is in the mascot outfit.
He gets to turn into a kaiju.
It's like, I'm not getting sliced. I like that.
Yeah.
Just step aside. Of course, I'm sure you can afford new tennis balls.
Oh. I love the little smile from Heathcliff there. It's like, It was great. I think it's just the style of your pants, Wasabi. Damn, dude. That's one hell of a fit.
Still a gentle giant.
Yep. Yep. No. Here we go. He wanted to surprise him. Ah!
Comes into play later.
Yep. ADHD be like.
I mean, most geniuses are on some level.
No, I mean, Baymax is ADHD.
Yeah.
Which I think is what Squab was getting at as well.
No, he's a robot.
Whoops. Whoa! Shit.
Well, there's always gonna be some bumps in the road.
Balance him out. Balance it out. Yep. Yep. I think he knows what he's doing.
And like Aladdin, he has a flying carpet.
Yeah, I think, someone in the chat said something about thinking like Hero being like an Aladdin type before the stream started.
He's a modern Aladdin.
And then and off he goes.
Oh.
Oh my god, this is so funny and cool and just really sweet of him. You want a fucking roller coaster? There you fucking go, right? And then we get this beautiful shot of a San Francisco sunset. I really love the way they've just... Maybe did like schmutz on the camera refracting the light, which is great. Yep, faster, buddy.
In front of trains.
Yep. It's not illegal if there's not really a precedent set for it, is there? Up we go. Look at this. Look at this. They're bonding. In as much a way that a incredibly literal healthcare companion can bond with his patient. Yeah, you guys think your kites are cool? I got a robot! And the way they framed that up against the sun is great. And after all that we did, we kind of need a quiet moment because everything's been real fast-paced.
He moved his feet too. Look.
Yeah.
I like that. He's looking at him and he just copied his feet.
They're bonding.
Everything that comes out of this robot's mouth.
He's just so sweet.
Probably a good idea. Buses are full of highly airborne
Yeah.
diseases.
All right. And here it comes. That's a lot.
Negative, I think, is also a pretty rare blood type.
That island. Just behind Alcatraz.
Look at Fred.
Yeah. Just going all Superman.
Yeah, Fred just went straight into this. Fred trying to do a pose.
Yeah.
Fred's always throwing
Yeah.
his mask off. Well, now every kid I think knows what quarantine means now.
Yep. This movie is timeless.
But the pigeon.
At least we didn't hurt it.
Yeah, but it also shows how terrible their aim is.
That's also true. But I mean, beyond that, we would have had Kentucky.
Well, remember, they're still new at this. I like how they show that.
Yeah.
You know.
This, like Fred
sometimes they
said,
show
this is
superhero-
their origin story.
Yeah, they show sometimes in superhero movies they just show us jumping in and they're immediately good at
Fred's
everything.
Angels.
What?
Yeah.
It was Lovey's like, where are you? I was like, where are you getting this idea from?
Yeah. He's not broken.
Pointed out to me that she tends to say you might want to see this a lot.
Because she's the one who's paying attention to everything around her.
I love her hair, by the way. I love honey lemons. Wait, honey lemon,
Yeah,
right?
honey lemon. That's
I almost said honey marin. I'm like, no, that's frozen.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. Seriously, it looks like the Hunger Games
It
Mockingjay.
does look like the Hunger Games.
Was this a no? Wait, the movie came out in 2012. Was it 12?
Yeah, so this would have already been pretty deep into the film adaptations of the. Yeah, it really just does look like the Hunger Games.
Yeah, you know, I know you can't unsee it now. Well, of course, it makes sense it would be paused in this moment if he's been like going there and back so long, so much.
Like, there's military personnel. This is an underground. Oh, and that's why nobody would recognize the bird logo, because it was associated with this super secret government project.
Fred, never change.
Yep. It's a lot of fun the way they got that liquid like kind of a Stargate kind of thing. They got the kind of when they got the blue whippity, but they also do it very. It's very nice.
Say, for all Cray is, he is presenting this very well.
He's a businessman. He knows how to market.
Yeah, they do kind of make him.
That shot looks unfinished because there's no motion blur on that.
Well, don't forget we have the grainy screen.
Yeah, but no, we literally had a.
Now this was an oversight on Cray's part.
Yeah.
He was warned. He decided to go on with it anyway. But you know, this thing with the daughter, it kind of goes into Tadashi's death as well. Like, knowing the risks and yet risking the life
and
anyway.
Going...
He is kind of a sleaze, but he did look like, oh my god, what have I just done right
yeah.
now? I wish they kept him like that. They do kind of ham him up in the series of it. You know, it's a cartoon series. We do need ham, so
Yeah.
Again, just that eye roll there under the mask.
Yeah, because of the way he tosses his head.
Fred.
It's been the plan the whole time.
No,
he is right.
We need a
Like,
plan. That's
what
the
is
goal.
the-
That's the goal. What's the plan?
That's one tough mask. Nice. Look at her go. Woof.
Yeah. And they haven't learned how to work
They're
their
literally,
powers
like
together.
Wasabi said, they need a plan.
Yeah, because Go-Go goes straight for it. And Honey, Lemon, and Wasabi at least want to take the time
They were
to
thinking through it.
analyze the situation, yeah. I mean, you got like a million microbots. Oof. God. See what I mean? Well, you got Gogo and Fred who just jump right into
Yeah.
danger.
They really worked on their maneuverability. Like, they're probably the only team members who have their shit together right now. Well, there goes the mask.
The only ones in sync right now.
And it's the moment where they finally figure out who is responsible. Alistair Craig coming to revive his tech to prove to the government that his experiment was not a failure. Oh, wait, no, it's this guy. Anyway, so they did definitely reconfigure it to be a lot better. And
Foreshadow about his daughter too. And he was watching the presentation as much as Cray was. It helped to have them in the same shot.
he ate my steak, nom nom nom. Just, what the hell?
Ooh.
That?
The fact that this killed me.
Yeah. And here
Like,
goes Ultra
no.
Instinct.
And the fact that we've come to love Baymax as he was.
He's going...
And they're like, you didn't say anything about killing him. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, this
red
is...
eye.
They've really done such a great job.
The fact that nobody else is up for this. You, Honey Lemon.
Yeah. She very well saved everyone's life.
Yeah, see, Honey Lemon, she takes the time to analyze the situation. She just observe the situation. And, oh God, and... Oh God, the way he says that.
Yeah.
They're grieving too. Tadashi was their friend. But even they understand this is going too far, Hero.
And the thing is, though, Callahan's that was his mistake line is what's stupid about this whole thing. That's the only real tragically stupid thing to say. Because it's like, you cared about Tadashi like a son. You don't say something that callous. Yep. Yeah.
No, you are not violating me again.
Yeah. Oof.
Because we can't say kill, apparently.
We can. Plenty of Disney movies have said that. The thing is that I get why Baymax is saying it, but I don't get why Hero said destroy.
Oh God, this scene. Just, oh God, here come the tears.
Yeah.
And we're not even at the highest point.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
God. And the personality and character involved in all of this. Oof. Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The fact we can't laugh too much at this.
But it really is. This is the moment where it stops being jokes.
Almost like he's talking to Hero too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. It's just so great. And you see his excitement. Look at him. Just
Damn it, Disney.
yeah. God. Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't have Baymax. How'd they get off that island?
Honey Lemon's freezy thing, and then Go-Go's wheels.
Probably. Yeah, I was about to say. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Also forgetting,
okay, sorry.
also forgetting that line.
I forgot my line. Okay, I retract my complaint. A crazed expression too. He looks like he really regrets what happened.
Well, I think I don't know if the movie mentions this later, but I think wait.
He admitted his daughter earlier.
Yep.
Oh.
But it's probably worse than that. I don't know if the series says anything like this, and I don't remember if the movie does, but I'm willing to bet that Callahan was helping with the technology, which is why he said you knew it wasn't ready. Which, yeah, that's, can I get a big oof? Everyone in the chat, oof, just the grimace, big oof face.
Yeah, now I will say, Callahan having this backstory of, I mean, it's a good foil that the two characters who are grieving the loss of a loved one.
Yeah.
And how Hero is very close to becoming Callahan.
That is true.
Oof. Okay, that's Slither.
That parallel of like a grieving man and a grieving young boy is like that's the thing that really hurts here.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I get it now. Because Hero almost said that. You took everything from me when you caused Tadashi's death, so I'm not taking everything from you.
Yeah. This is... Yeah.
Maybe I just wish we spent a little more time with him. I don't know.
And that is the paralleling dialogue.
Yeah. Ooh. And that's...
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Like he almost let him go, but then he opened his mouth.
Yeah. I doubt it. I sincerely doubt that he would have let him go. Like, he's on, like Fred said, he's on the revenge quest. Love the animation of Fred's suit, the flexibility and bounciness of that cartoon lizard design, that kaiju looking thing. It's great.
I think the reason we don't get as attached to this villain is because, unlike Rourke and Atlantis, we didn't spend as much time with him.
That's true. That's true. Like, Callahan was waiting in the shadows, and he was assumed dead. Like, we weren't allowed to spend time with him. Yep. I love this. I love everything about this so much. Yeah.
Oof.
Shit. The tension of gravity just being unallowed. Here we go.
I use Tadashi's words.
Yeah. Nice. Sticky.
Nice. Oh, and I love this.
Yeah, this is a great moment.
And I love how that's his big brain moment.
Yeah.
Wait a second. It's a suit.
Spin sign spinning.
That's Fred.
Yeah.
He's not smart in the science, he's smart in other ways.
Yeah.
Here a second.
Yeah. Man, that fist is awesome.
Oh, it's like, shut up, Cray. No one likes you.
Shut up, Brad. They're great. They're doing great. This ain't their first rodeo. It's their second rodeo. We got off to a rough start, but looks like everything is going well. Nice. And then anti-gravity does its thing. Yeah. It's just amazing.
Now we're getting the superhero catchphrases.
Indeed.
Woman up.
Off he goes to the fucking races.
Now that's a catchphrase.
Yeah.
They're just spewing them all wrong.
Yep.
Have you noticed?
Yep.
What's been
That's
happening
not
here?
quite whoops.
Yeah, you've been too busy finding them. You didn't realize what was happening. Ugh.
Huh. And to think the whole like end of this, like the aftermath, would never have happened if Hero hadn't improved Baymax's scanner. This moment coming up is just really great. The animation on this, on the whole, has been really stellar. The action scenes have been great.
So yeah, that hero upgraded Baymax did turn out to.
Yep. Baymax.
And this is just like when, actually, no, this is just like when Tadashi.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, you spent all the time consumed by anger. You never thought maybe she was still in the portal.
He's really he's really gone off on the whole like.
Okay, yes. And you know, because that's what Tadashi said too.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, I take it back.
He's really learning about like what it takes to like. It's like Tadashi did,
Except
like
she went in there without a plan.
He was stupid. he definitely did a stupid thing, but at the same time, he did
was
what
noble
he
but stupid.
felt,
Yes.
what he felt was right. What he
Noble but stupid. I didn't say it was a smart thing, but it's the right thing.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing. It was all for nothing because.
Yeah. Going through it. Here we go. Come back around. Gotcha. Way in there. Mm-hmm. Off they go. Yep. Yep. They really like these, like... Disney really likes these camera moves whenever they're doing, like, flying. And these way they frame these shots to show the scale.
Yeah, of course he put himself before Hero.
Yeah. Yep. Oh no. Yeah, man.
God.
This is great. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, it's just so
God.
freaking sad.
It's like, yeah.
God.
And of course, there's a double meaning in that.
Yep. It's. I mean, this robot does not say emotional things like that.
It's reflected in his eyes. Oh, God.
Yep.
Damn it, Disney. You do it to me again. And the sad thing is, he's going to be deactivated for all of time now.
Yep.
And then they'll do it again next year with Bing Bong. Jeez.
Yeah.
Except that one's pretty more permanent.
Yep. Made it.
Damn you, Disney. You make me sad for a robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you saved her.
Yep.
Oh, the way they do that, how she like takes that breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good way
Yeah.
to test for consciousness.
Yep. Check if they remember anything.
Well, oh man, he doesn't even get to hug her.
Well, he made his bed, now he's gotta lie in it. Hiro almost made the same choice. Would have been his mistake, I'm sure. Yep.
And yet they never get pseudonyms.
Yep.
Man, I forget how tall Honey Lemon is.
Yep. Aww.
Oh.
Yeah. Everything about this is just stellar.
Okay, so I have to mention the series because they do expand on this moment
Yeah,
in the series.
yeah, I did watch the first episode. This was
Yeah.
Yeah. But it does at least like this still keeps its weight as an emotional beat, even knowing that scene. It's like even knowing that episode. It's like, yeah.
Baymax knew. That's what he meant by "I will always be with you."
I also have to imagine that the only way he didn't go psycho mode was by removing the kill code chip as well.
Yeah. And you know, he is in Tadashi's old lab, so he would have had all the plans.
Yeah. And hopefully he fixed that battery. Because they were talking about, hey, you know,
Yeah.
where's that narration come from? We didn't have that in the beginning of the movie. There they are.
You're Captain Cutie.
Me?
No. Well, you, yes, but that's what Hero gets called in the series by a fangirl, Captain Cutie, and she writes fan fiction of them.
Loving the concept arts that they were shown in here, like, and like the post, or at least the aesthetic of their. Definitely,
Look,
they definitely have the whole Big Hero 6 team and characters created by Man of Action, the same people who created
behind Ben 10.
Ben 10, yeah. Oh, Fred, no.
Wait, hold on. Ben 10, Big Hero 6. They have a thing with numbers.
Evidently. But yeah, this movie's fun, you know.
Hey, look at all the Kims and Watanabes behind the art and design. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
I got get a lot of Asians behind the Asian characters.
That's a nice moment. Don't forget Hero 108. It's just great.
Awarded a grant. That's what it's. I'll say it's
Probably would
orphans.
have loved if the TV series actually looked like this, and they could have still
Oh,
done like puppet animation and shit.
opening.
Yeah.
I'm about to stop runaway cable guy.
I have to imagine that the cable snapped. Is probably what happened.
And yet they never get superhero names.
That's kind of disappointing. But like this is fun. You know, I definitely remember enjoying this film enough to see it again in theaters. And you know what? It's still fun. Still a lot of fun. The animation's great as always. And it's nice to see Disney like use this story about superheroes to you know, talk about grief and like processing loss. It's real good.
A lot in superhero origin stories.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, basically.
But I think sometimes it's a little bit. I mean, we deal with the grief like in the first act, but then we just hardly address it again in the second and third act. At least with a lot of how the superhero things go. Yeah. Oh yeah, Janie Rodriguez and Jamie Chung. Yeah. But going under Genesis Rodriguez.
Maya Rudolph, James Cromwell, Alan Tudyk. And casting by Jamie Spire Roberts, CSA. Thank you, Jamie. Good job.
Oh wait,
Good cast.
Maya Rudolph is Ancast? That makes sense. Heathcliff, David Shaughnessy. Wait a minute.
That is such a British name. Mr. Shaughnessy. But yeah, no, it's like... Squad says, I remember Baymax from the first time I saw it, but the character motivations completely left my mind, honestly, probably because the villain is one of Disney's least memorable. And that is definitely, like, that is definitely a problem with this movie. The biggest issue, though, isn't that he's not memorable. The biggest issue is that he had so little impact. Like, his character was on screen for a grand total of, what, 20, 30 minutes tops?
So do you know who voiced Heathcliff? You've seen Labyrinth, right?
Yeah.
Next time, Surrender, the Didymus guy.
Oh, Didymus.
Yeah, the sword fighting guy.
I love Didymus. But yeah, no, I feel like the biggest issue with Callahan or even Cray's use as the villain or the red herring is that the characters, both of them, are very unremarkable. Like they're like you barely remember. It's like, oh yeah, these guys are in the movie, I guess. You know, it's like there's a sinister presence of the guy in the kabuki mask, but the person who's wearing the mask has very little presence and personality, which is so weird.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
They pretty much ham Cray up in the series. Like he acts a lot more like the jerk billionaire.
Which, honestly,
yeah.
Let's be fair, they were leaning hard on that. They originally had him pegged as the bad guy. It's like, who's responsible for this? What's going on here, right?
Yeah, but tell Alan Tudyk to ham it up when he was doing the movie.
They probably just wanted to make it, like, They probably just wanted to make it, you know, more subtle. And then they do the Hans thing again because Frozen did so well. Well, let's just do the exact same thing. That won't piss people off.
Alan Tudyk is once again the red herring bad guy.
Yeah, it just seems to be the flavor of the decade, as it were. Because we're gonna be seeing this happen next some other time as well. What is up next on our list?
We're not done.
I'm just trying to remember what's on.
We're not done.
We're not done. I'm just trying to look at what's next. Where is the?
Shouldn't it be? Well, we're in 2016, right?
It is Zootopia. It is Zootopia's next.
Speaking of Alan, yeah.
Speaking of Alan Tudyk as a side,
I mean, he's pretty much going to be in every movie from now on.
But also specifically Alan Tudyk as a side scum. You know, like a skeezy guy, but not really.
Weaselton.
Yeah.
Luke Weaselton.
But just like that's just silly.
Like you did that on purpose. Obviously. But yeah. Obviously we don't spend as much time with the other hero characters in here. Fred is definitely memorable just with his antics. Just like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
wait
no.
a second. It's
Fred,
a suit.
Fred is like a highlight. I love Wasabi's like down to earth kind of like
Pretty much
like
OCD kind of
OCD,
behavior.
but also just like his general nervousness.
Yeah. Hey, look, Ron Clements and Chris Buck worked on this, and Jennifer Lee.
Yep. I think Jennifer Lee has a pretty high rank in the Disney animation department, like currently, like the
Right
film
now,
division.
definitely, yes.
If she
Power
could,
to the women.
if she could please, like, you know, like between like Frozen's terrible twist and Frozen 2's like story time crunch, like they didn't really have like their path figured out quite as well as they could have, and the obvious disappointment and failure in the box office of Wish. Seriously, just get a new brain trust or put her back in a different department, because like I don't know if she's like, I don't know if it's leadership or what's going on down there, but like, well, as we go forward, the films are gonna get like weaker, but we're still going strong for our next
she was only recently promoted, not like 5 years ago.
I remember her being, well, no, but like I remember her being like behind like Wish, though. I remember her being in the project lead on like a lot of films since Frozen 2.
Wish went through a lot of story changes. Oh, look, and they go off.
And off they go.
Okay, we're not done. Here we are.
Always gotta wait for the post-credit tags on a Marvel project.
I missed this the first time. And like, again, we watched this in a college classroom. Sad now. It's just sad now after Stanley's death. Like, wait a minute.
Master of
I do love
Magnets?
how Stanley did return. There he is. Stanley. The first time he was animated.
No,
I
actually,
think.
no, definitely not.
The first time.
No.
I mean, Spider-Man was after this, and so was the Teen Titans Go movie.
No.
So
I mean, if you're counting only movies, like, sure, maybe the first time he's animated, but you forget video games and TV cartoons.
don't forget, I wasn't aware of them.
And that was Big Hero 6. Honestly, it's a great story about grief, and processing that sort of thing. I think it, along Inside Out as a companion piece for how to deal with that grief when not tied to the death of a loved one, would be a great double feature. So, like, honestly, especially if you want to cry. It's a good double feature if you want to cry. But yeah, this film was fun. The animation's good. The characters are on point. See, that's something very important. That our main cast is good, and that pretty much forgives like the problems like with Alistair Cray and Callahan's lack of presence in the movie, because the main core cast is just that good. So thank you all so much for joining us for this epic adventure. It was definitely a lot of fun. You had a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yep. And if you are viewing this after the fact, thanks for sticking in there. And until next time, true believers, take care, stay safe, and be kind in all that you do. Excelsior!